Yes, my people, Big PROZECH back again, and you already know what it is. It's episode 25 of your sneaker and lifestyle podcast, Kicks Chronicles. Thank you so much to everybody that managed to go and check out our last episode. Obviously, if you didn't manage to go and do that, I'm saying feel free to go and check that out. It's available on all digital platforms. So I've got some big news, people. Yeah, it's some of you eagle-eyed people out here that follow me on socials or whatever that might have seen, but basically we've just hit 1 million views on this channel. PROZECH, Sneakers, Kicks and Creps. 1 million views. Can you believe it? So firstly, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that's clicked, everybody that's watched, viewed, everything, anything. Like, it's all because of your support that we're in the position that we are today, you know, and we ain't even really done that, and we ain't even really started. We're just at the tip of the iceberg, as they say. The game ain't really started yet. It's still 0-0, lads. It's still 0-0. You get me? We need to keep it rolling and keep it moving, but 1 million views is a massive blessing in my life, and yeah, I'm thankful to God. I'm thankful to you, man, because this is you. This is all because of you. If I'm doing this stuff, but if you ain't watching it, I ain't getting no views. Like, there's basically no point. You guys give me the opportunity to talk about my passion, to talk about my love, and I'll be forever grateful for that opportunity. And I ain't gonna fumble it, man. I'll keep it going, and we're gonna go on to bigger and better things. And I'm being real. I want this to be the biggest sneaker related podcast in the world. So I ain't gonna stop until it is. You get me? And with people like you behind me, yeah, it ain't gonna take long before we sit on the top of the throne. So yeah, keep it peeled, my people. Keep it peeled. Obviously, if you're new to the podcast, you picked a great day to jump in. So thank you for coming and joining. You can only be a guest once. After that, you're family. But we've got so much more content. We've got another 24, 25 of even these. You get me? Like, and it's all in the cloud. It's all on the platforms. It's all in the digital space. You get me? So feel free to go and check out all the stuff that we've done before. And if you feel moved to, you can like, you can comment maybe, and you can subscribe. That'll be massively appreciated. Also, if you listen to the podcast on a platform such as Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and the like, please, if you feel inclined, leave us a 5-star review. And if you ever want to get in contact with me, my name is PROZECH. It's PROZECH on every single social media platform. Holler at me. If you ever shout me, I will always shout you back. Might not be quickly, but I'll always get there. I will always shout you back. Every comment, every shout out, I'm always going to be there. I'm always going to react. Now, people, Kicks Chronicles is a podcast where we don't focus on how big a person's collection is, but how deep their connection is to the culture. And when it comes to our guest this week, yeah, their connections don't run much deeper. Yes, I'm talking about Jason Black, aka J2K, the former Grime MC and member of the legendary Roll Deep crew. J2K made his name in music, but in 2012 founded the largest sneaker care brand in the world, Creps Protect, with partnerships with the NBA, Adidas, New Era, Atmos, DJ Khaled, plus being stocked in JD Sports Footlocker and so many more. Obviously, very successful. Following on from that, Jason found time, I don't know how, to set up his own creative marketing agency at home. And most recently, he's created his own sneaker brand, HYPHNT. We get into his sneaker history, his love for the Air Max 90 and the Adidas Torsion ZX. And you gotta love that aqua blue colorway. We get into the shoes that he loved growing up, the area he grew up in, and he starts dropping And when I say dropping, he was not holding back. He was dropping jewels for every single budding entrepreneur. He was dropping jewels. He was just dropping those words of encouragement and giving that advice, that inside. If you are a budding entrepreneur and you know one, share this podcast with them. Listen to the words this man says. You get me? And be encouraged. Jason, aka J2K, is a real one. I can't lie. The interview was amazing in my opinion. Do you know what? Side note, I did ask a very dumb question at one point, and credit to J2K, he called me out on the dumbness of the question. He said, "My bro, that's a silly question," and I said, respectfully, I'm gonna need an answer to that. And he still answered it, which is amazing. But I respect the fact that he called it out, because in retrospect, the question was dumb. The answer was obvious. But you know, it's one of them things when you're talking to somebody and the question pops in your head and you ask it anyway. It's like, I'm going to ask it. Whatever happens, happens. But whatever, right? He was gracious enough to answer the question. And even with that being the situation, overall, it was an amazing interview. The guy is fantastic and somebody that I would love to catch up again with in the future to just see what's going on, because it seems like every few years this guy's popping off with another amazing idea that's shaping and shifting in the industry. And yeah, man, I'm super impressed and super inspired by his success. An amazing guest and an interview I think you'll find interesting and entertaining. In fact, I know you'll find it interesting and entertaining, especially if you are a budding entrepreneur or anybody that loves business or sneakers. This is the one for you. I'm telling you, this is the one for you. With all of that being said, I'm your boy PROZECH. This is Kicks Chronicles, and today our guest is Jason Black, aka J2K. Enjoy. Yes, my people. Big PROZECH back again, and you already know what it is, man. Sneakers, kicks, and creps. We are here right now. Kicks Chronicles, another episode, and I can't tell you, like, this is no joke to me. Like, this is a massive honor. We got J2K in the building. J2K is in the building. You get me? Like, what's kicking, my bro? What's kicking?
Bro, just busy as usual. You know what I'm saying? Just working.
How could you not be busy, bro? You're like the busiest man in sneakers, bro. You are the man still, like, and we'll definitely be getting into like all the various different things, the entrepreneurship, which I'm really, really excited about to hear about that journey. But we need to take it right back to the beginning, my bro. We need to take it to your first love. That's how I like to call it. What shoe sort of drew you to the game? What was the shoe that you saw and captivated your heart and said, you know what, this is a shoe I need to have or I want to have?
That's a mad one. I think the first shoe that got me the respect was probably like the Air Max 90. I got them when I was a baby. Literally, I would have been a baby them times. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, my mum got me them, and I remember like, I don't think there was no one even in. I think there was one person, and he would have been a grown up. You get me, with them at the time. So Air Max 90, but like I think that's the first good pair I got, and then like, but what really got me going was the Adidas Torsion ZX 8000.
Really?
Aqua, yeah.
What, the Aqua? Yeah, obviously the classic Aqua with the yellow.
Yeah, my next door neighbor had them. She was a bit of a fly girl. You get what I'm saying? So yeah,
I do hear what you're saying.
She was older as well. She was an older girl, so she was the fly girl outside. You get what I'm saying? So she had all of that, but it's hard to be a spectator that first hand. You get me?
No, we like that. And that is not a shoe that gets shouted out very often. But like, I think it had a re-release probably like a year or two ago.
Yeah, released a few times. 08, I think they released it again in 08, and then yeah, more. Yeah.
There was one recently, and yeah, that shoe like definitely needs to get more love. Like I think obviously with Adidas, I think people limit Adidas to like they don't really explore their catalog, and I think obviously partly is to do with people not looking into it, and partly it's to do with Adidas focusing so heavily on certain
Yeah.
silhouettes. But like that torsion silhouette was hard back in the day. I respect it. Definitely in that aqua colorway. And yeah, you can't go wrong with the Air Max 90, man. That's real kicks right there, man. That's real talk, man. Like, I remember my cousin took me to First Sport back in the day and laced me. I know you know that. I know you know about First Sport back in the day. Yeah, man took me to First Sport and laced me with a pair of Air Max 90s, man, and put me on, man, and I needed it, bro, because I was dealing with some dark arts, bro, with my toes, bro. So I needed some help. Needed some resuscitation and that. But yeah, you're talking about sort of like like growing up and sort of the people that were around you. What area did you grow up in?
From Bow. So I grew up in Bow, Devon's Road. So you know that's like if you know like the history of that road in itself, well the area and that road in itself. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it birthed a lot of like the grime scene. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it was a very how can I explain that area? Very because obviously at the time you're just you in it. You're just being youths. You're just being raw in it. Like you don't really understand the effect you're having on the surrounding areas and stuff. So it's quite an influential area, man, for sure.
Super influential area, obviously East in general, and obviously for those that are sort of transatlantic or from other places in the world, like East London, we're referring to, like it was a hotbed for creativity. That's just clear. Like when you look back and you talk about the MCs, the musicians that come from that sort of neck of the woods. I mean, London in general was a hotbed, but East London there was a lot coming out of there. And you talk about grime. Like it was so many heavy hitters like coming out of that area. So you have to respect it. So like when you're growing up early days, yeah, and you're on road and you're walking around, like what kicks represented your ends? When you look back in your mind's eye, what are you seeing on people?
Boy, I mean, yeah, it was a few, like I said, there's a lot of trendsetters, do you know what I'm saying, around there and coming there to reside as well, even if he was from outside the ends, because where I was in particular, there was a square struggle. And yeah, like that's where all the off license was, the video shop, all the so it was so that's where you would you get me, you would link, like, so you had like obviously the Bow people and then obviously their friends from outside the ends. Obviously these are all older boys that I would see, but I was fortunate enough to be allowed out late, so I was always the youngest youth amongst the big boys in it and stuff. So yeah, I'd see everything from your Air Maxes to your Adidas Torsions, Avia, at the moment.
Avia.
Avia at the moment.
Shit.
Yeah, Avia definitely at the moment.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that.
What else, boy? Even just down to like there was like British Knights them times.
Yeah. British Knights, bro. This guy looking
bringing out a little there was some kicks, boy, but I mean it was quite vast. Even like kickers were massive then, do you know what I'm saying? So like they would wear a lot of kickers with like roll up jeans and stuff. So yeah, they definitely went across the board in terms of what was being seen.
No, that's awesome, man. I feel like you're definitely you're blasting from the past with some of them names, man. Like when you say Avia now, like one of the sort of segments I like to do on the podcast is I like to speak to people about shoes that build character. Man's already laughing, didn't it? Them shoes, yeah, that because I grew up in an African household. Like I know you're from the Caribbean and that your family's from the Caribbean, but obviously I was born in the UK, right? But African mum kicks were definitely not the priority in my yard in any way, shape, or form. You get me? So like I mentioned earlier, man had to dabble in the dark arts, not by my volition, bro. Man, I had to travel that road and my character was built because people let me know about myself. You get me? Because of the kicks. I was breathing out. But I had to work it, right? So, like, you mentioned Avia. I always talk about Avia because Avia was just one of the ones that I remember. But like Plimsolls, Ola,
I
Bull
said,
Boy, High
yeah,
Tech, Dunlop, High Tech, you get me? All of them, man, there, right? You remember those names? Did you ever, J2K, big J2K, did you ever have to
never.
dabble?
Okay. Of course I did, man. I had Dunlops, I had high tech. I had Dunlops, I had high tech. I had every. I think I probably went through every rubber shoe before I got to the Air Max 90s. You get me?
I
So
respect it.
yeah,
I
I
fully
did
respect
that,
it.
man. I was there. Yeah.
It's them ones there, like, the thing is, it's not something you have to go through, but like, when someone has gone through that, like, the level of respect is slightly different because they've been through it. They've been through that valley, you get me? And they're at the promised land right now. Like, you can see right behind you, HYPHNT, your own brand, you get me? You've traveled, bro. You've paid your dues, you get me? And now you're reaping the rewards, and it's amazing to see. So, like, no, definitely, man. Yeah, it's cool to know that we've got that in common, you get me? And a lot of people have that in common,
like
man.
Said, it feels that character, boy. Like, you would never know how good an Air Max 90 was, how it felt until you went through them joints. You get what I'm saying? And what they made the floor. Like, even Puma was dead out them times because Puma didn't, like, it wasn't like how it is now where you got, you know, the classic silhouettes that you wear, but like those are 80 silhouettes in it that we rock now. But then, like, I guess they were going through. Like, it wasn't the suedes that man were rocking. It just had any old crap, and it's just like, I can't be wearing these. I remember crying in a pair of those actually once. But yeah, I didn't want to wear them, man. I wanted something. So yeah, like sure.
No, man, I respect it, man. I respect it. I was crying in different Creps for different reasons. You get me? I was trying to reach them ones there. Bro, let's wing our way into the modern day in terms of your kicks and just understand sort of what's currently on feet. This section I call the EST of KIC, and when I say EST, I'm referring to the newest, the oldest, the rarest, most expensivest, the best. You get me? That kind of best, right? In your collection right now, like, what would you say are the oldest pair of shoes you currently own?
Yo, I don't know, you know, because I got rid of a lot of shoes. Like, I give a lot of shoes to charity now, like loads for years. I've been doing that.
I respect it.
I hardly collect, like, anything really old is gone now, really old. But I guess what's here, my easy, right, man. Like, yo, it's not really, nothing's really that old. I mean, okay, we could go back to like probably just like 2017s and that, like 15, 16, like nothing's really going back too far, you know. I mean, actually, this might be, that might be still, yeah.
Oh, you
So,
see. Okay.
probably
Yeah.
is, you know.
Yeah, that's probably... Yeah, no, that's hard. That's hard. It's nice that you
Yeah,
actually
it's
brought it
probably
out,
that.
bro, because, yeah, like we say, like, yeah, people don't see it enough. You don't see it enough. It don't come out enough, so I respect it. I respect it. So that's hard shoe, the super hard shoe. Your newest pair of shoes.
Probably have to be these. They're not even out yet. The HYPHNT joints.
Hey. So HYPHNT white on whites, yeah, we're liking that. We're liking.
I away from that,
like
maybe like, yeah, I haven't really bought shoes for time, man. Since I've been like, obviously, really just been in the thick of doing this. I ain't been buying too much. Newest pair. Nah, I don't know. It's probably the Patters, you know.
Yeah, what color do you go
Orange is
with on
my
the
favorite,
Patters?
you know.
Yeah, I love the orange, bro.
Yeah.
That's my
They're
favorite.
all
The first one
strong,
that
but
come
like,
out.
yeah,
Yeah, that was the one that. Yeah. I respect that. I love the blue. I think the orange and the blue are the best ones. I think the white's super hard as well. But yeah, the orange was the one, bro. I did not cop. My boy copped. Like, so he let them for me for a video, but that was it, bro. That had to come straight. I had to come straight back there.
I've done them once. I actually did a TV show for BBC one time, and I don't know if we're going off topic. And they asked me to
Do your thing, bro.
source. They asked me if I could find this pair of shoes. They heard of these shoes, and yeah, and I knew where to get them, so I had to call up one of my contacts in America. It was this Jordan 1, but it's made of like how many skins? I think it's like 10 different skins on it. It's worth about, how much is it worth? Like 20 bags or something like that. But I had to source up. I had to take care of that boy. There's a couple of times to do it, and then we done the show. Then I had to ship them back. There was one time when I did the undefeated fours. I had to get them from Mayor, right? Yeah, I got
You
Mayor's
got them
credit.
from there. Well, yeah, I mean, if anybody don't know, J2K is connected, my bro. When you're dropping names like Mayor, bruv, that is a
the
different
Jordans
kind.
were from Kenny Gonzalez. I don't know if you heard of him. Called the Perfect
No,
Pair
I
on
don't know.
Instagram. Yeah,
Perfect pair. The guy with the native like American guy with the oh
that's
my
Kenny.
days, bro. You are dropping bars today, bro.
Yeah, he's blessed.
Perfect pair, bro. The thing is, I'm like growing up on watching these YouTube videos of these man's
Crazy.
collections. You get me? Like Mayor, perfect pair. Like, and I'm like, bro, these men have
Crazy.
houses, storage facilities worth of shoes, bro. Like, and like, how do you, like, we are fully off topic, but this is calm because I love this, right? Because I feel like in this game, like networking is super necessary. It's key. How do you connect at those times with a perfect pair, with a Mayor? How do you connect with them, kind of, Amanda?
Well, do you know what it was? Yeah, so basically, I was doing a lot of the trade shows in America. So I was doing a lot of the sneaker cons, agenda, all those. So we were out there quite a lot, like a good few times a year. So
Of course,
we're trying to break America as well. So at that time, yeah, you're just meeting people, and you know you'll have people on the ground out there that are introducing you to people. So when we'll be there with the stand or whatever. Obviously, these guys frequent these shows in it all the time, so they've just been brought around and got introduced, and then ultimately becoming ambassadors for the brand at the time.
massive.
So, man, you know, built a relationship from there. So yeah, built it from there, and then yeah, man, like literally, I stayed at his house. That's what I'm saying. I got to see the collection firsthand.
That is an absolute like that's crazy to me. That's awesome. Yeah. That's amazing, man. That is absolutely amazing. Like, let's touch on it now, man, because ultimately you sort of like you've broached it as a subject, man. Let's touch on Creps Protect, man, because I think a lot of people will know you from your music career, but like there's a whole generation that are probably gonna know you through your connection to Creps Protect and how that started. Like, and obviously Creps Protect for a lot of people like started like it's probably about, was it 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago? How long ago was it?
Yeah, about what 23. We say. What we in at 23? But yeah, we're going on
something like that.
30,
yeah, so like it came out
years.
originally. It's a spray that a stain protector for your kicks, right? Now, fam, Creps Protect 52 countries, multi-million-pound business, multi-million-dollar business. You get me, like brand deals and partnerships, NBA, DJ Khaled, like everywhere. Right, I'm saying JD, you're in Footlocker, you're in all of these various different places, well known, well regarded, and well respected as a great product, right, bro? How does that start? Where does that start, bro?
Yeah, so that starts in starts humbly, like literally what we're saying there, like 11, 13 years ago. I'm just like I'm still actively doing music actually at this point. So, you know, like we're doing the run, Roll Deep. We've just had a couple number one
Roll
records.
Deep as well.
We're flying,
Deep,
you know what I'm
man.
saying?
You're in there heavy as well.
Yeah. So like I'm just looking at things outside of music. I always have looked at things outside of music. So, and then at this point, I was staying in Harrow quite a lot, and I linked up with a guy over there. Like we just used to link every morning. So I didn't know no one up there, but true, I was up there quite a lot. Just like someone who I'd link in the mornings or whatever. Just go over ideas and stuff, like just figure out things to do, and you know what I mean, where our passions lie, whatever. Anyway, long story short, we got this spray can. Do you get what I'm saying? We linked with some other guys. They got a carpet shop. Got this solution now, right? That's sourced, and it's like, cool, we need to make a brand out of this because I can see the vision. I'm like, yo, listen, all right, cool. We need to protect trainers with this. Like, not carpets, trainers.
Yeah, bro, it's not carpets, bro. Carpets is not the one, bro. Yeah, kicks is the way forward.
So yeah, like, I mean, yeah, and I mean at this point, it's like the resale market is really going, really starting to kick off, and people are really starting to go. You know what I mean? Put a lot of emphasis on their shoes and the value, and it's like a stock market now, and things are flying up there. So I saw this as like an insurance policy for your shoes. You get what I'm saying? So in terms of branding it, because obviously these things existed in the world already. Like I mean, I didn't invent the wheel, like. But what wasn't the same was a brand, like a real strong brand behind a solution that worked, and that's what man built. So it was just a case of like really understanding the market, which I did because I've always been a sneakerhead guy. You know what I'm saying? In terms of that, I've worn sneakers. I'm from the culture. This is man's culture, in it, like tone, the language, it's understood. So yeah, really just honing in on that and just understanding what people want, how they want to see it, and just delivering that. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, so I've always understood it as more of a visual product than like something you talk about, because obviously it's been spoken about. It's something you will buy at the shop if you got offered it after you purchase your trainers. Other than that, you're not going to see a spray. Do you get what I mean? You're not going to see POSs and all this stuff. It wasn't happening. So yeah, like it was just that, and really just going crazy on the guerrilla marketing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I was spraying up everything. Do you know what? That's mad. I've got this is the first ever pair, yeah, that I sprayed and did a ketchup test on. It was
the Blazers, yeah. I love Blazers as well, bro. And that ketchup test was legendary, bro. Like the visual was nuts, bro.
Yeah. It was just in a sink in my old flat. Like it was just in a sink. And yeah, I was just playing with it, filming it on my phone. Do you know what I'm saying? It was this exact pair here. and yeah. And that kept, that was getting people talking. I was on tour. I was doing the music. So I was with everyone all the time anyway. So I'd be behind, stay backstage and stuff. Like, yo, Labyrinth, look at this. Look at this. Check this out. Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? I could just, you know what I mean? I could do what a company would need to do. Like, but I couldn't. I'm right there in it. So I'm just working it. Working it. And then that's it. It's just, and then follows the process from there, innit? Like you start doing the trade shows. You have to find like an agent that can help you, put you in places, put you in retailers. Done that. Done our first show was called Stitch. It was in like Angel, like North London, around that area there. Like and we did there, and that's where we bumped into a woman that worked for this guy. His name's Steve Spalacy, and she saw the brand, wanted to take it in, and you know what I mean, show him and kind of work it. Long story short, again, cool, loved it, and just got built from there. And then from there, you're just doing the rounds now, innit? You're constantly promoting, marketing, ketchup test, this test, extreme test, go and do the shows in America, and that's just all it is, innit? You're just doing more and more on that, like more and more on that, just trying to turn it around. And yeah, it just got to the space where it is. And I mean, like, obviously within that, we did I had one of my friends employed as well at the company at the time, and we was like, you know what, we'll be sick if we did like an MBA, we could partner with the MBA and stuff like that. So she knew someone over there who we can get an initial conversation with. So we've gone over there, done that, boom. They loved it, loved the idea. Yeah, did a deck.
Amazing.
Just, you know what I mean? Just did the deck, boom, 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 worked it out. I signed the papers, we did that, and then we did an MBA rollout. So obviously that was all to kind of, just help the brand perception. You know what I'm saying? Like, how these things work. Through a big party at the top of the Shard. Like, it was just mad from there. Like, you know what I mean? And then, like I said, just from there, you just keep following the same thing, innit? Just do the same thing. More shows, more collaborations, and just keep working. And then,
I mean, yeah, in a nutshell, and obviously, like, with all due respect, like, it's a story that, for myself, I can speak for myself, like, I've seen it happen. I've actually seen it. Like, I lived in a world where there was no Grip Protect. Like, I'm of the age where I've lived in a world where there was no YouTube, there was no Facebook, there was no Twitter, and like, bro, this ain't paint, bro. I've lived in that world, bro. Like, so, like, when you see a brand come on the scene, right, and we've all seen it, like, various brands over the years have come on, not necessarily in this space, but in all spaces, and they come on for a period, they do their thing, flash in the pan, boom, 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 they're gone, right? What I loved and what I was seeing from, like, our counterparts in America, especially in the music scene, is that they were building brands, but these brands were actually lasting. And I always used to look at our scene as sort of a whole and say, you know what, we're talented. We're producing music that is crossing over at certain points, right? Like Roll Deep had number ones, like certain, like Dizzy had number ones. Like I'm saying, like there's people out here like that are doing great within the actual art of making music, but that crossover where you can build that generational wealth. I was always looking at it and saying, like, when are we gonna get to that stage? You get me? Like, and I think
Yeah.
things like Crep Protect, like highlight the gift within the culture. It was more than just like we can sing and we can dance and we can rhyme or whatever. It was this is we like it's indicative of the genius within. You get me, of that culture.
This is it. This is what I tell people all the time. It's like I said, I kind of alluded to it in the beginning. It's like I didn't go to school and learn any of this or business or anything like that. But like obviously through doing music and all these things for so long as an independent artist for the majority, well, the whole time to be fair, like you learn things and you pick up skills, like you understand marketing a lot more. You know how to read markets, you know what people want, what they don't want, how and obviously you're living it as well at the time. You're not just an outsider that has to learn and Google it or whatever. Like you're living it, so you have first-hand experience in everything you're doing. So all your decisions are pretty much right. You ain't got to ask whether this is
You're
right or
smooth.
you know what I'm saying. So that's the advantage. That's the advantage you have, and any brand that's got someone like that in their building has got that advantage.
Awesome,
Do you know what
brother.
I'm saying? So that's why, yeah, like so, and then from that's I said like from there it snowballs,
Yeah, I mean, as
snowballs.
as a person that like I love business, I love entrepreneurship, super inspiring as a story, and I can imagine a lot of people hit you up on a regular basis, similar to myself probably. And I hit you up, like, and I could testify. Yeah, I don't know Jay. I don't know J2K. I don't know Jay from anywhere. I've never met him before. We don't have any connections. Like I just hit man up on Instagram and he responded. So like massive shout out and respect for that because ultimately I know
Good
you're
man.
you're you're super busy and that like, but I'm assuming that people shout you all the time, asking you various questions and trying to get some advice or whatever. So like, let's use this as an opportunity to answer possibly some of those questions. In terms of your experience, what is the best advice you would give a budding entrepreneur that's looking to sort of like disrupt like you disrupted and create something that possibly isn't there or just innovate on something that is there? What would be your advice?
But just do it. Like I said, that sound like a night commercial. Nah, literally, that was so cool. No, but honestly, like obviously, like I said, a young budding entrepreneur who's actually living what they're. It's because there's a difference between when someone has a bright idea and decides to do it, but like is not is not from the culture of where that thing is from or whatever. Like it's a whole different thing to where someone who is actually living it. Like if you're like that advantage is that your gut is always pretty much right. Like I said, that you ain't gonna ask no questions. So I'm just like, look, like whatever you think is right to do, do it. Don't second guess it. This stuff all sounds cheesy, and I hate saying this stuff, but I've literally lived that. So it's like I said, I didn't go to school to learn none of this stuff that I now do. Do you get what I'm saying? I've gone with my passions. You know what I mean? Like, and that's it. Like like I've gone into footwear now. Like I've never made
Mm,
footwear before, but I've grown up with this. Do you get what I'm saying? I've grown up setting trends. Like, and I say I, but I mean
mm,
we. Do you get what I'm saying? Like me, my peers, and whatever. So we know what's cool. We know what's trending. Like we make the trend. So it's not even to understand what's trending. It's like, so I'm saying, so with that now, it's like that's all in your gut. So you know what's good. So if you're ever doubting something, I'd say not to, and just throw yourself at things because we can sit here and question everything for ages. It's just
mm,
wasting time. Honestly, because the world is moving so fast now as well. Like there's ideas every minute, and like the word entrepreneur is a bit of a
mm,
buzzword now as well. Like everybody like says they're one or and that's whether they're one or not, but it's like it's just something people like the sound of now as well. Like I like to call themselves. So with that, like people. So now for me, I consider that like everybody's thinking that everybody wants an idea, wants to do something. So you ain't really got time to sit there and dwell on what you're maybe thinking to do. You just gotta go because you're gonna regret it. Like you're gonna see someone do it, and you're like, "Oh man, I was thinking about that," and then you're just gonna sound like that guy. Like, yeah, I had the idea, and I was thinking to do it.
True.
You don't want to sound
It's
like that
true.
guy, bro.
Nah,
You
we
don't want
don't
to
need
be
to
that
be that
guy.
guy.
Like,
We don't need to be a guy. And that,
and we all will be at
yeah,
some point
yeah.
because even now, like I'm like like just through whatever, busy whatever, and I thought, oh, someone's popped up with something. I'm thinking, bloody hell, I should have done that when I was supposed to. You know what I mean? But so yeah, man, like, and that's probably the biggest regrets you're gonna have, not doing something when you're supposed to, just when you had the idea initially, man. You know what I mean?
Touching back on the advice piece, have you ever like
Mm.
received like uh, through your journey in your various different businesses, have you ever received a piece of advice that at the time sounded crazy to you, but in the end was right?
Mm. I don't know. I remember in music though. I cannot remember this guy's name. I was at one of them weird parties that sometimes you end up at. Right, it wasn't my scene or nothing. Right, but I'm there with someone else, and I bumped into this guy. It was from a group, yeah. This mad group that used to dress up like bunnies and stuff and do mad
My
stuff.
God.
Like, remember their names? You might. Anyway, I remember that being introduced to him or whatever. And like he was like, "Oh, this is JD, boom, boom, boom," and he was like, "Yeah, just get the money, just get the money." And so he kept saying
Really?
to me, "Just get." I'm like, yeah, man, I do this, I do that. Yeah, yeah, just get the money. I was like, this guy, and I remember just thinking, run, man, just you might not care about the arts and all that. And like growing up, then like getting older, I started to realize what he meant. He just, you know, what it is. He was just like didn't want to get into why. So it's just easier to say get the money, but it's like in the music scene, especially with the music we do, you better capitalize on what you've got because like it's especially like with like I find with like rap and the genres that we come from, this the window is quite small in terms of the time scale. So especially now, like there's a new tune every week. You're old in a couple of weeks. You're past. So it's like I kind of get what you would say. It's like yo, just kind of capitalize on what you got in it. Like um,
You've got other businesses, so let's touch on some of them other businesses. You've got At Home, which is like a digital marketing agency, and
mm,
recently you started your own sneaker brand, HYPHNT. So do you want to touch on those
yeah.
as well, like how those brands came about?
Right. So at home was so at home kind of came about. Well, it came about as a party at first. It was a party that me and my boy Q would do. Like he's from Paris. Anyway, so it was a late night party. Hence why it was called home because it was supposed to be your last destination you go
Nice.
to. That because it was a late. It started late and finished early, whatever. So yeah, so home. So it started as a party, cool, do carnival, all these things. But then what was happening was that because I was about now, I'm in places all the time, and the people would be asking me like labels or whatever. They would ask me for advice or help on something. So like I don't know, we got this artist. I'm not sure what to do with him, but he's got a project coming out. We need to do something. We need to launch it. Can you help? Cool. So I'll go in, do something, and then like so I'm doing these little fit bits here and there, and like I was like, oh, do you know what? I kind of need to. I think it came about when I needed to, and I need to get the payment now, and I wasn't set up as a vendor because I'm not actually saying actually my business to do this. I'm just doing this off of the strength of a relationship or whatever, and I know whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool, do you know? And I just thought, do you know what we should do? We make home an agency as well now. Like, do you know what I'm saying? We can throw the parties, we can still do all that stuff, but I needed a business to put this arm under. Do you
No,
know
that
what I'm
makes
saying?
sense.
It's more like a consultancy, creative space type agency. Do you know what I mean? So that's really how it started. And then from there, just started doing, start just, looking, getting jobs and stuff like with, brands and more labels and stuff like that. And just kind of just it's just the experience in it of the eye now. So it's like they I can help. I say it's more consulting now and creative that we're doing with it now. Do you know what I mean? And the parties, obviously, we do the carnival and stuff every year. So, yeah, that's really how that came about. And then, it started to get kind of just ideas was flowing because it just kind of opened up a whole new world. So it's like with these collaborations, all this work I'm doing with with X brand or whatever, it's like I would then think, oh, you know, a good idea to be this. We can probably add this to this and add that. So then what we started doing is making merchandise and things like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or people like, so for instance, so like someone like Poet now.
Shout out to Poet,
I know
man.
Poet.
Yeah, big up.
So he would ask, you know, he'll be like, oh, Jake, I want to do something, but I want to do something with you at home. So let's do this thing. I got this, we've got this EP launching. Let's do something. I'm like, all right, cool, you know what to do. Their whole vibe was very kind of cozy and cool and vibes, you know what I'm saying? So let's do like a house party type listening party where everybody comes and has to take off their shoes. They wear shoes and socks and sliders. And we just don't know, we can just brand this moment. It'll just be a vibe, just get a sick looking home venue type thing, and then we do that. That's from there, and then so we created, I made these socks, made these sliders, and then we were selling them as well. So when people started buying them, they really started to be into it. So now we're selling stuff. You know what I mean? But then what was happening, the more things we would do with merchandise stuff, the less like the ID wasn't getting clear to everyone. So it was like other people be like, oh yeah, they do socks.
Yeah.
Or if you're my mum, like, yeah, my son sells socks now. I'm thinking, no, I don't sell socks now, bro. That ain't what I do. But it's just, you know, it's a part of the thing. So the entry point to what home was all different. So it's whether you came to a creative installation we did, or you bought a pair of socks, or I don't know, you bought a key ring, or you got something. But it was weird because it was all initially to be like just to kind of promote the brand as well, as to promote the agency. I like to use instead of me telling you all the time where it is and go through the normal ways of like, this is what we do, take the card. I will rather create something that you can come and have an experience with. So that's always been my thing from early. So that's what I was doing with home. So to the point where we got the box part, we got like 5 units back to back, and we just created a whole house in there, and we were selling stuff. You know, we were selling everything from there, and then from there we're upselling our services. So you'll catch your eye anyway, because it's like, wow, what is that place? It's blue, it's pink, it's yellow, it's checkered, it's all this, it just stands out. So people will come in there thinking, some people will come in there thinking it's like a home showroom kind of place. You know what I mean? Some people come in there, oh, this looks sick, and it's like, nah, okay, cool, well, here's where it is, boom, boom, boom. And they would leave with that experience because they're like, right, that's that place that looked really good. They do this. So now they know when they need some sort of service, they can come and do that. Or they might have picked up a trolley key. They might have picked up a toothbrush. All, based around home essentials. It was all based around home essentials.
Very
Stuff
smart,
that you can
man. Very smart.
and last. You know what I'm saying? All these things that could last with you. That's a bit of game there anyway. The thing is, I know a lot of people watch that and they've emulated that. They've done this. I can see it in a lot of people's like marketing strategies now. And when they're doing stuff, I see it. I'm like, yeah, I know you saw that.
How do you feel? How do you feel when you see brands coming up and they use similar strategies, or they?
No, it jars me. I'm not. I'm not gonna admit like it's jarring because you know because I'm not gonna say like, yeah, man, it's flattering. Like, I'll be lying. I'll be honest.
I respect it, bro.
I get jarred, yeah. Because it is. It's like it's something that we just build from scratch. This is what we do. We do it with nothing. We do it with minimal resources. You know what I mean? Like there's no injection of cash, nothing like that. We just do this. You know what I mean? So it's like it'll be nice, and especially for the reasons we're doing it for. It's like you could just come to us for that service because we're offering this as a service. So it's like when you just buy it, it's like, brother, come on. Like, we're working hard at it, man. You know what I mean? Like, so, it's jarring.
Do you ever come across them, man, and be like, my guy, you might need to come see me, bro.
You know what? You don't really, because sometimes it's just like, it's too far away to even,
yeah, I hear you.
I'm not going to go out my way to start, hey, come. I'm not gonna do all that unless we're literally like here and I'll ask a question. Yeah, I'll definitely ask if I see the person.
Because I was saying the clash mentality is still there, bro. Like it can still come out anytime, bro. It can still come out.
Yeah, and that's I think like some people, like you said, there's a different generation. Yeah. Like there's different entry levels to meet. Even like you might know JD the MC, you might know Jason who does. You might know. It depends. So you might not know. So when you might get surprised in a certain reaction sometimes. You know what I mean? Always there. Like I saw something on the internet the other day. when I saw who was it? It was SNS. They were doing something. They were doing like an activation for the Jamaica shirt with an agency called or something like that. I shouldn't even be about. Who cares? Yeah. And I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
cut that
what?
out. Trust me. Yeah, we ain't giving no man no shine on this thing, bro.
Yeah, no shine, no shine. Yeah, for real, for real, for real. You know, it's not even crazy, but it's like I was like, hang on. So you mean to tell me we do this? You know. Anyway, let's not even get into
Yeah,
it.
no, bro.
Long story short, I got to typing and I was like, yo, what's this? What's this? And yeah, what do you do? You know, you take off comments. I said, come on,
Remove
man.
the comments, bro. There's a
Yeah,
hefty one in there.
I literally just asked, "What's this?" But yeah, it's just mad, man. It does get jarring when you see people going around what you do.
Mm.
Think, I'm here to do this. This is what we do it for. You know what I'm saying? It's like we do this because there's credentials here to do this. There's a lot of people out here without the credentials doing things out here, and I just feel like that definitely drives me and us, whoever's working on these projects. You know what I'm saying? Like we feel like there's a lack in a lack of credentials in a lot of things we're doing right now. Like people are definitely nicking a living or taking you know what I mean? They're getting into these places where
It's a
it's
lot
like,
of blag.
wow,
It's a lot of blagging going on, bro. Real talk.
a lot of blagging, a lot of blagging, man, and it's just a bit. Oof. There's a lot of people out here working hard, man, and it's just like you're just a better blagger that just don't really sit well with me. You know what I
I
mean?
hear that, bro.
Oh,
You know, I
it's,
think in them situations, because like I work in business, I work in finance, and a lot of times you'll be in a situation where somebody that's leading a project, you can clearly see they don't really know what the deal is. They don't really know what's going on. They
no,
don't really understand the steps necessary. But because they are connected in some way, shape, or form, they're in the position. And it's one of those things growing up where I was like, you know what, man, I wish like we had those opportunities to even put somebody that was unqualified in a position. You get
yeah,
me? We wanted
yeah,
to
yeah.
even to have that opportunity because it would mean so much. And I think we are moving into a world where like businesses are being built within the culture and within us as a people, and like children are growing up in a time where they don't have to struggle as much, and and information is so readily available, and those times I'm sure will come. But it's interesting when you say that, because I'm of the same opinion. Like when I see people who have done things that are similar, like especially when you have the ability and it's readily available, it's not like you're charging arms and legs out here, and
That's,
you can be reached. Like it's weird to me that they wouldn't come to you, right?
yeah, yeah,
But in the same sense, like everything happens for a reason. Sometimes, you
of
get me?
course,
Yeah, sometimes it's better to not be associated, to just be that inspiration and not necessarily be associated with that particular business. And everything, as I say, happens for a reason. So I look at it like that, man. But talk to me about HYPHNT, because one of the things when I was growing up, man, like, and similar to any other like guy that loves or girl that loves kicks, right? You had dreams in your mind of like creating your own brand, like
facts.
just creating something that's like never been done before, like, or just creating something with the level of comfort or the level of like materials, or the luxuriousness, being able to tell your story through your kicks. Bro,
Mm-hmm.
talk to me about HYPHNT, bro, because I'm super interested in that process of how you were able to create your own shoe and ultimately have your own brand now.
Yeah, well, again, this is what I mean. This for me, this is the shoe of the people for the people. Do you know what I'm saying? For the likes of you and myself who dreamt about doing that stuff. Because obviously we've grown up. First of all, we grew up not knowing who makes these shoes that we wear, whatever, at first. And then we find out, okay, yeah, Phil Knight. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
cool. You know, and I think generally we don't ever see that as something we can, do. Like, we've understood clothing and stuff like that, where we've got some dope brands now, especially out of the UK. But yeah, I just feel like, you know what, it's time to look into that. Like, it's really a passion of mine. To be fair, it's something I wanted to do since I was in primary school.
I
Like,
respect it.
I literally remember we had to bury a time capsule in primary school, and and I think the topic was like, what's the future gonna look like draw something that's going to be, and I drew some trainers anyway. Like I drew some trainers and I buried it. I need to see if I can dig that up, but that'll be hilarious. But yeah, like I mean, like training has been something I loved, isn't it? Like it's something, it's aspirational. You know how it goes where we come up from. We wear the rubber shoes, we want them shoes, we want that shoes, and it just becomes a passion. It's become business for me as well. So it's just like, you know, it's something I know. You know, it's areas, and just through navigating the areas that I had to navigate through, even just through Crep Protect, and then seeing a lack of, you know, me there, or you know, people that make decisions on things, and you know, even just being met with the idea of, oh, I didn't expect you to look like that, whether, you know, when we was coming to meet Crep Protect today, or you know, or you come into our store and rare, like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, wow, this is actually kind of crazy, and it just kind of just spurs you on to kind of really go for what you want to do you know what I mean? And it's a great time now because we're just in that state now, like where, you know, there is no limits to nothing now, and I think we definitely, as a culture, as a world now, we see that more now. It's a bit more limitless. So yeah, like literally, we started this about three and a half years ago. 3.5 years ago, I met a designer. It was mad because I wanted to do it, and I was putting down the ideas to do it, and the guy, he hit me. So I think it's just meant to happen.
I
DM'd
love
me.
that. I love that.
I just come out of Central St. Martin's. I do shoe design. Okay, great.
That's
You
what's
know,
up.
so
That's what's up.
cool. And you know, we linked. We linked, and then we just started. We started designing. We started designing. We started. You know, I had the idea of the concept already. Had the concept already of what I wanted it to be. So it was just a matter of designing it and kind of, you know, creating that language. And more so, like, what I noticed with other independent shoes that was, you know, out at the time and still out, whatever, like, they were just, people tend to go for a lot of just the clean silhouette, which I love. I love clean silhouette, especially when you're looking to that more premium kind of look. You want that clean kind of unbranded type stuff. And that's a cool direction that I love and I also appreciate. But I was always like, you know, I need to create an identity as well. So, you know, the concept had to be very strong. The logo had to be strong. It had to be a logo on the side. Has to be, because I know some people don't. But I said it has to be, because I want to be able to know that's my trainer from far away if I see it. If I see someone wearing it, because a lot of the shoes you might not be able to know what that is until you're right up on someone. So anyway, the point. So you know, the HYPHNT brand and the concept of it was, I don't know if a lot of people don't know what HYPHNT is. It's someone who's, you know, multifaceted, multifunctional, works under more. You know, they're different versions of themselves all the time. So it's like, and I just feel like, you know, since I put it out, it's been the perfect time, because obviously we went through a pandemic. A lot of people,
Perfect.
a lot of people's mindset had to change. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's not them days when you know, like, you know, our parents, grandparents, they'll work one job, they'll stay there because it's comfortable, it pays. You know what I mean? But it's not like that now. We're more creative, we're more flexible. We have to be, because there's no guarantees now. This world's so volatile. Like, who saw a pandemic coming? We need more than one stream of money. So, you know, you know, I remember there was a point where, you know, it would be frowned upon when someone was like, yeah, man, I do presenting and I do a bit of this and I do a bit of that and I do. It was like,
Now, bro.
now
Boy.
this is
Bring it all on,
better
bro.
have
Yeah,
some
bro.
slashing for
Yeah,
your
bro.
title. Do you get
Yeah,
what I'm
real
saying?
talk, bro. Real talk.
So it just fit perfectly with what the concept I was building anyway. So it's for that. It's like, and how I always wanted to depict that is like, you know, how you got your big brands, Adidas, Nikes or whatever. These are athlete shoes, innit? Targeted to athletes, but marketed by the culture and made cool by the culture. Like, I wanted to kind of flip that, because it's coming from a culture. We're not coming from a sports angle, but there's always a sports element that I can put to something. So for me, it's like the city is the arena. Do you get what I'm saying? And we are the athletes of this city. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you know, we're in and out of every building. You know, we're doing this, we're doing that. We're on different stages, different pavements, different rooms. And that's our day. We leave the house in the morning. We might not come back till about 11 o'clock. And the amount of places we have to be and do in that time, that's like athletics, bro. On and off train, downstairs, in and out, have to run for a quick bus, wait in, get a break, get a food, boom, have to meet that person. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the race. You know what I'm saying? You got
And I
people out there.
suppose the shoe is the perfect accompaniment because it fits every arena, it fits every room, it fits every, like it can take you from the boardroom to the road to the
Yeah,
party to the, like it
yeah.
can take you there. Like, and I'm feeling that,
And
bro.
that's the point. And that was my first thing. Because I had to relate it. I was relating it to my life. And it was like, especially when like I moved out of both. So essentially I wasn't central enough anymore. So when I leave the house now, I gotta be prepared to be out all day. So I gotta know the outfit is appropriate for pretty much any room I can go into. Do you know what I'm saying? So it has to be a bit of this and a bit of that. Do you get what I mean?
I
Like,
respect that.
yeah, so I just feel like that's where we are. That's where we are as a culture and as the world. So I just feel like it's the perfect concept for the brand to be that. And then obviously from there, like the process of that was then, which took the time, was trial and error, a lot of that. So testing out different factories, from Europe to China but basically Europe and China I was going in between. Never really wanted to produce in China, but I thought, but checked it out to see
You gotta check it out,
what
right?
you can get, what's the quality saying and whatever. Because obviously through all that, through doing all this research, and I'm finding out that Balenciaga are producing in China. Prada have done some bits out, like the big brands are out there as well.
Yeah.
Like certain times, I'm thinking, if I can find something, it may be, but no, that was never the case. And besides, it's just something a bit more. You have a bit more pride when shit is made in Italy, Portugal. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and I guess it just adds to, not guess, it's what I wanted anyway in terms of like being able to tell that story of a hyphen and someone of good taste and good quality. You want the materials to match that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
Makes sense.
So then we'll start, testing factories around Europe. So from Turkey to Portugal to wherever, and then again. And how it goes, you got to see what minimums are, prices, what you can do, what you can get. Finally settled. And then obviously within that process, you got factories that don't care about your life. Factories that, they're too busy for you. Like factories that are going to try and bump you. Like gone through all of it. Had to deal with all of that. Went through all of that. Found one that that we're there with now. And then, literally that's it. Like produced and now we're out. We're outside. We're outside finally.
When you're going through that process of trying to find a manufacturer, are you going through that process on your own, or are you using like local knowledge? Are you using like a connect to be able to sort of point you in the direction or connect you with a manufacturer? Because I can imagine for a lot of like, once again, budding entrepreneurs, people out here trying to do kicks, people out here trying to do clothes, right? They're probably going on the internet.
Yeah.
They're sending out emails, or they're sending messages, but they don't have any first-hand knowledge or anyone connected to that particular factory. And like when you're talking about different countries, like literally it can just be anyone, right?
Well, yeah.
So how did you manage that process?
Well, it was that. It was literally that. Like I said, it was literally the trial and error. It was like hitting places up and seeing, and you see the difference when you have a link to when you haven't got a link. Because like in the end, I got a link. Like I got through someone who, who deals with this particular factory, has a relationship with them. So, like, that's when we settled with something, because all the other ones was literally like, oh, there was a language barrier. Do you know what I'm saying? And then in that case, you'd have to find an agent that works at the factory that is the in between, which was cool, done that, but just couldn't get that sweet spot in terms of the product. So in the end, had to find someone that was linked to there, and I would always advise that if you can find that. But again, like, it's the process, man. Like I don't regret like having failed attempts, and do you know what I mean, having to move this and move that, and this ain't right, these are bumping us, arguments, arguments over email and all this, like so. Yeah, like that was it. That's the process. That's I can sit here and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because now that we are here and we have settled and we have found a place, it's what I mean. It's been all right now. Do you know what I mean?
That's all good, bro. That's all good. And in terms of like your desire for the brand and where you want to take it, ultimately you've got she's got a decent track record at this point. Like you've done all right in business. Like, but what do you want for HYPHNT? What do you want? Where do you want to take this?
Bro, like it's just it's almost like a silly question, isn't it? Like, not to say you're silly, not to say,
No,
you
I
know,
take
like,
that. I take that.
like, obviously you want it to be Nike, don't you? Like, of course you want it to be as big and as vast as these top level companies that sell shoes. Like that's the aim, that's the aspiration, and I'm just gonna work towards it. Like I just want as many people to know this brand as possible, but like more so like people that can connect with it. And I feel like that's the majority of people right now. I want people to connect with it off the basis of what it stands for, and you know what I mean, and and then obviously just down to how it looks and the fit and the look. Do you know what I'm saying? Because obviously our like duty is to make something dope as well, like not to just beg the support because it's me, or you know what I'm saying, or you know what I mean, like no, like that's why I take care, that's why I have pride, that's why it does make more sense to be producing in places that are of more quality, that that are more mindful of their how they source their materials and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's cool to talk about that when someone brings it up, because now you can compare. Because obviously, a lot of people a lot of people wear shoes and they're not even bothered by like
It's true.
what it's made of and whatever. But if I'm to break that down to you, like, because I'm someone that you can talk to, I'm someone you can see in the street. You know what I'm saying? We don't see Phil Knight, we don't see all these people, so you could see me and I can talk to you about it, and then that may be like, oh, you know what? Then it might make more sense to you. Do you know what I'm saying? Sit there and tell you, okay, cool, yeah, pair of Dunks. It's plastic. Like, it's all synthetic leathers. It's not to knock it, because I still wear them. Do you know what I'm saying?
I still,
Like,
yeah.
if you wanted to
It is what it
compare,
is.
because if someone went to ask a question, I'm saying, well, mine is all real. It's all real leathers, real suedes. Do you know what I'm saying? Ethically sourced. Do you know what I'm saying? So all of this. So it's like, yeah, there's a pride in that, and then there's an extra value attached to that when this comes to someone having to make that decision now, whether you buy it or not. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah.
I respect it. I respect it, bro. What are your favorite in your current collection? What are the colorway, the actual silhouette? Like, what are the ones that you're like, I love this one, and I know you love all of them. So let's get all that out of the way. Yeah. You love all of them. They're yours. But like, what is the one that you looked at and you said, "Fam, that is a smash. That's a banger."
Well, for me, yeah, I'm a all above anything. I'm an all white shoe lover. Like, I love all Creps, love it. Right. So now that I've got the all whites,
You're on.
it's gonna be my favorite. But obviously, before they're not out yet. But before that, the brown, black, and white pair, they're my favorite. Definitely my favorite. They're the ones I wear the most. I think they're the most. I don't know. I think you can just get more. You can get a variety of wears. I mean, a black shoe you can put on with anything. It just depends. For me, it just mixes that, because they're mixed material as well. You got the tumbled leather and the suedes and the mesh. It kind of leans towards different textures when you're wearing stuff as well. So you can go for something a bit more plain. You can go for something a bit more busy. You can wear black. You can wear whatever with that shoe. Like, you know what I mean? I've seen that shoe rocked with blue denim, and some people might not put that there initially, but when you see it, it actually works.
It can actually work.
Yeah, like, it's versatile. So for me, the brown, black, and white Roadrunners is my favorite.
So it's 2023, and I want to ask you, in terms of like picks now, in the industry, are there any shoes in 2023 that you are looking forward to in terms of release, copying, all of that sort of jazz?
I swear there was something I saw the other day. What am I looking forward to? Honestly, when you start doing all this, bro, like, you've put everything to the side,
Your
and I feel
focus
like
is
I'm
on that. I hear
slacking.
you.
You know, honestly, I feel like I'm slacking with everything else.
Now that's
But I
calm.
feel like
That's
I've
calm.
seen
That's calm. That's calm.
there is something, but I can't think. What you tell me? Yeah, what's coming? And it's
Yeah.
probably gonna be in that, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's that one.
So a big bit of heat around the Jordan 3 white cement reimagined that's coming out probably in the next few days. A few bits from New Balance as well. There's a load of Air Maxes coming out as well. They recently had the Safari drop as well. I know LeBron had a Liverpool Air
Do you know
Max,
what?
which is
It was
decent as
that.
well.
It was that. I was. It was that. It was the.
Are you
I'm a Liverpool
serious?
sport, innit? Like, crazy.
Oh
When I've seen it,
snap, bro! That I'm not even a Liverpool guy, and I was like, that colorway is
brother, this is what I'm
hard,
saying. I'm like, away from me being a fan, this is hard. I'm sure people must think they must consider it hard. If
bro. It's
people don't think this
hard.
is
It's
hard, I know
hard.
you.
It's
You
super
hate.
hard, bro. No, the thing is, I'm not a Liverpool guy. I had a guy on the podcast. Shout out to ACS Sneakers. He's one of my guys within the culture. But he's a Liverpool guy, and we were literally on this pod just saying, because LeBron originally did one of his
Yeah, he
LeBrons,
did some red
right?
joint.
He
I
did
was
one of
like,
his. Yeah, and it was like, bro, that's not gonna
yeah,
translate. You
exactly.
can't do a Liverpool collab and throw it on a LeBron. It's a
No.
basketball shoe. It's a like I'm saying, we need something that translates, and obviously AM1s like they translate in the UK. It makes sense. So it made so much sense, and we were trying to think, you know what silhouette would make more sense. Like, and literally, I think we either said Dunk, Air Force One, or like an AM1. And the fact that they came back with an AM1 so quickly,
Now, do you know
like,
what?
and the fact that it's
Yeah,
been,
do you know what? To be fair, like I knew from about 2-3 years ago they were bringing out Liverpool gonna have an Air Max 1. Yeah, I got a little
really,
inside scoop on that one.
bro, you're
Yeah,
the
I knew.
man
I
for
knew. I
that,
always
bro.
knew one was coming. So when I saw that LeBron one, I didn't think, they did this instead. I just thought, whatever, just whatever. And then even before that, they did the Hirachi. There was this Hirachi that was dead. Yeah, that was dead. That's thinking, I've got to buy it.
There was a Liverpool
Yeah, they
Hirachi.
did a Hirachi. It wasn't a LeBron one, it was just a Liverpool Hirachi. I thought, come on with the Air Max 1s. I know the Air Max
Way.
1's coming. Just hurry up with that one. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I did know that time ago, to be fair. And they didn't disappoint with this one. Like, away from it being Liverpool or LeBron related, that's a hard colorway.
Bro, I'm just looking at that Liverpool Hirachi. That is madness. They are way
like
on that, bro. I cannot believe.
Rubbish.
Bro, it looked like that. It looks like that picnic cloth thing.
Yeah,
like it's all chaka.
Yeah,
bro,
good.
my God, nah. That don't represent. They don't represent. Nah, the LeBron thing, that's super hard. And I'm an AM1 guy, bro. I love that silhouette, bro. So yeah, definitely that's a vibe still. So I respect that. I want to ask you a bit of a random question. If you were stuck on a desert island, I call this question Desert Island Kicks. If you're stuck on a desert island, you don't know how you got there, but you're there, my bro. You're there, right? And you got 2 pair of kicks with you, right? Now, hyphenate to the side, because we know hyphenators on vibes, like. But I'm talking. I want you to go back. I want you to go forward. I want you to tell me, right, what 2 pair of shoes you've got with you and why.
I'm stranded, yeah.
You're stranded, right? But anything can happen. This is your world, you get me? But you are stranded.
It definitely has to be. It has to be us. Do you know what? It's funny, yeah, because I'm stuck with it. I'm stuck with a bag of NMDs, yeah. There, yeah, like good ones as well, yeah.
Bro, I love NMDs, bro. I love the NMDs from day, bro.
I might have to draw for one of them, yeah. Because they're soft, innit? Like I can't stand them these now. I'll be honest. When there was about, I maxed out on them. Honestly, like
bro. Yeah, they were.
Listen, I've got the pitch blacks. I've got friends and family one. I got all the what. Listen, and it's mad because yesterday, sorry to cut and go off a bit. Yesterday, I was on StockX. Yeah, someone wanted to buy them off of me. I thought, well, let me just quickly check what they're going at now. I looked at the price. I said, what? These were like 5 bags before. This was like. Bro, they've gone down to like 100.
They're gone down, bro. It's a shame,
bro. Like, yes, I thought I'll hold on to them. They're on my Depop thing. Because you know what? Through quarantine, I was just thought, I need to get rid of stuff. I was clogging up the place. I'm thinking, I'm not wearing none of these. Half of these are brand new. Let me get rid. But anyway, let me go back to the question. So, Desert Island, I would go for. I'll wear one of the NFTs because you get me. It is something soft. And then I might go for. You know what? I'll just do an Air Force One because I might want to look. There might be fly girls on there or something. You might just want to clean cut with your little palm angel shoots.
Hey.
Get me, so I just have to be an Air Force One with that.
I hear that, bro. I hear that. See, I love asking this question because I love seeing the mentality of people, man. My man's like, you need the NMDs. It's got the boost in there. The prime knit. So you need to be comfortable. You need to do a bit of this, bit of that, like running around. Yeah, something that's solid and calm. And then you need like that drip as well. I'm saying like that. I'm saying the Air Force One as well. Any particular Air Force
Nah,
One or any
all white
particular
one,
colorway?
100%. That's what I'm saying. It's just a bit,
Yeah,
if it's clean, like,
clean.
your suits are gonna be all multicolored, I'm guessing. So you wanna keep it, you make it clean. Your string vest.
I respect it. With the string vest, yeah, I respect it all the way back. Actually. So what we're gonna do now, man, we're gonna do some quick fires. Yeah. Right, we're gonna do some quick fires. Now, when I say quick fire, like J2K, I have to be real respectful, yeah. I'm gonna ask the question and I want it from your chest, my G. I want it from your chest. I don't want no dilly-dallying. You get me? Like, all due respect, yeah. Right. In the same sense, I don't read very fast, so you're not gonna have to worry. Are you? Yeah. Okay. We lost you for 1 second, so yeah. I think we're back now, and we'll go again in 3, 2, 1. I don't read very fast, so you don't have to worry in terms of understanding the question. But it is what it is, man. So let me know. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's have it.
All right, brother. Let's do this in 3, 2, 1. Starting with a big one. Nike or Adidas? Nike. Adidas or New Balance?
New Balance right now.
Can you wear Nike and Adidas together?
No.
Yes or no? Respect it. What is your Jordan number?
23.
Do you know what? I take that, bro. I take that.
It is. It used to be 4s, but this ain't with my chest.
Say it, bro. Say it.
It's the Concords, man.
I'm gonna have to push you,
JT. Let's just say 4s. Let's just say 4s.
You're sticking with the 4. Super hard. Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube?
Instagram. Nah, I hate Instagram, but it's the one I can use. I know the most.
Now you've done bits on Instagram still. What is your favorite collaboration?
I tell you one that I really did like. It's probably all right. So I like the Asics and Colette.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Just one of I'll just say that right there.
We like that. Laces or slip-ons?
Laces. Overall.
Alright. Default laces, or are you doing patterns with your laces?
Default. Man, I'm a big man. I do patterns, but I hate them.
Got time for that, bro.
Really, man. Nah, that's not me. That's not getting used to. But I hear you. If you're on that, I hear you.
Yeah, take. Alright. Are you customizing your kicks or are you factory settings?
Factory settings.
Socks or barefoot? Comfort or style?
Comfort.
Fresh and clean or beaten and battered?
Come on.
Crep Protect out here. Washing machine or hand wash?
Washing machine.
Wow! No way! Nah. No way. Nah. Yeah, I was saying, my God, bro. Because the thing is, I'm ready to shut this whole thing down now, bro. I was saying, don't play with man's heart like that, bro.
It has to be hand wash, bro. It has to be. I used to, like, there was once upon a time, though, I'd fling them in.
Bro, to be fair, you know Soul Supplier? George Sullivan, Soul Supplier, yeah? Bro, he was like washing machine, bro.
Listen, some people still do, man. Listen, I will not knock you, bro. You know, like, honestly, because obviously you're taking a risk as well, Carl. I've definitely done that,
bro, your whole soul can slip up. The whole thing can just, you put it on that hot wash, bro. It's a different thing. You threw it in and it was clean. You come out and it's tumbled. It's a different thing.
I've done that.
Nah, man, it's
But I
dangerous.
mean, I guess if you just want convenience, because you can get you can get a good job done in the washing machine. You can. It's just risky.
Yeah, very risky, bro. Please take it from me. Yeah, don't risk it, man. Look after your kicks and buy some good
That's,
products and clean them up. You get me? I've heard of there's a company,
yeah,
Creptech, I think they're called. They do some decent products. Yeah, they do some decent cleaning products. Lows,
lows.
mids, or highs? Last question, and I think I know the answer to this. Triple blacks or white on whites?
White whites all day.
Yeah, man.
You would
And
never catch me in a triple black. Nothing.
why is that?
There's just no, like, it's just no detail. You can't see it. You just can't see it. You can't
You,
see nothing, man.
you
And I don't
see,
like that.
in my opinion, yeah, like there's a certain characteristic. There are certain characteristics that go along with, let's say, a black on black Air Force One. You get me?
Hmm?
Does it have certain connotations that you don't want to be
Nah, it's not even.
associated
Yeah,
with?
it's not even because of that. Because there's some funny memes about that, and it's hilarious. Yeah, but nah, it ain't even because of that. Like, I've always been like that. I've never liked. If I wear a black shoe, it has to have a white sole. Has to.
I hear you. I hear
Not.
you.
There's no way. There's just no
I hear
way.
that. I hear that. All right, bro. Well, congratulations.
Big up,
You
man.
got to the end of your quick fires, man. Fairly unscathed. Couple of little scrapes in there, man. I was a little scared at one point, but we made it through. We made it through. Before I let you go, man, I just want to ask you a couple more questions. Firstly, I want to understand in the term sneakerhead. What does that term mean to you?
To me personally,
Yeah, to you personally.
not much. Not much. Like I've never, like, I will say the term every now and again just for the point of, like, 'cause people understand what that means. They understand that, but I don't call myself a sneakerhead. I'm just someone that's just worn all the kicks and I enjoyed wearing them. Like I wasn't like, I feel like sneakerhead really became prominent through the reselling, like that era. Like obviously it's been around from before that, but the people that were around before that were just, more like myself, I guess, and just wore them and wore them. First of all, they wore them and styled them, and you know what I mean, like it complemented the outfits. I think a lot of the sneakerheads, quote unquote sneakerheads, now are just guys that just look around to see what's hype and and just kind of get into it that way. So for me, in this new wave, it doesn't mean much to me. I don't class myself as it, but so yeah, it don't mean much to me. To answer your question, not for me. Not for me.
I respect it. I respect it. And obviously, with that being said, JTK, are you a sneakerhead?
No.
Point blank, period, right?
I'm a, you know what I mean? I'm a enthusiast.
You're an enthusiast. So let me tell you, yeah, right? Respectfully, with
Mm.
all due, obviously, with all due respect, right? Thank you for coming on the podcast, right? My thing when it comes to kicks, yeah, is there is no criteria one has to fulfill in order for them to identify with a culture. You get me? It's really to do with your passion and your love for that, bro. You're, especially in my eyes, having researched you, looked at your history in the game, bro. And having spoken to you for the last hour and a bit, hearing the passion in your voice when you're talking about the kicks you were rocking growing up and what you had to do, like
Yeah.
back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like all the way to now where you've created your own brand, right? Yeah, maybe in the eyes of some, people may not refer to you as a sneakerhead. You may not refer to yourself as a sneakerhead, but to me, bro, like you're the epitome of a sneakerhead. You're
Right.
somebody that represents the culture in its truest and realest form, bro, from the ground all the way up. And you're also somebody that people will aspire to be. Someone that gives inspiration through the things that you've actually done, bro. If I ever was a sneakerhead, my bro, like you're that guy, bro. It's not about collections, bro. You're connected to the culture, bro.
Yeah.
Like I watched you on Channel U when I was growing up, bro,
Yeah.
and now I see your product up and down the country in various different places, bro. And it fills me with joy and happiness to know that a guy that started from the ground has got to this point in his career and he's affecting lives and it's helping people. It's something that like I aspire to do, and I know a lot of people aspire to do, bro. So yeah, sneakerhead, that's the least of what you are, bro. You're a lot of things, and sneakerhead is definitely one of them, right? So let's put that to bed. Kicks Chronicles certified sneakerhead, you get me? Like, I'll put that all the way down, you get me?
Man.
But yeah, J2K, Jason Black, man, you've been in the building. Kicks Chronicles, man. This has been your Kicks Chronicles. My bro, let's speak it into existence. Tell the millions and millions of people that are going to watch this, right? Tell all of these people what you've got going on, how they can support, how they can get plugged in.
Yeah.
Tell the people.
Well, listen, so obviously we've just dropped our footwear line now, HYPHNT, spelled HYPHNT. You can catch that on all the socials right now. Our website, www.hyphenit.com. Pick up your shoes from there and just stay tuned to that, really. That's the main thing, man. We're trying to change the narrative here, man, and trying to, really connect with the culture with our feet properly, you get me? So yeah, man, listen, at HYPHNT on all the socials. Check us out. Get involved. Get me?
Yeah, make sure people to go out and check out HYPHNT. I would throughout the podcast you would have seen photos and pictures of the product, like super clean, like it's just like it's a very very good shoe, like and yeah, I need to get involved.
We're just getting
So,
started, bro. That's the thing, man. Like
yeah,
literally, we're just getting started. The aim was to
yeah,
really
I
start
love it.
classically and then build up. But yeah, like so you see it in the classic silhouettes now. But we're gonna, enjoy the journey, man. Come.
Yeah, no, I love that. And yeah, I appreciate you just giving us your insight and giving us some piece of advice, dropping some jewels. Like, people that were listening will definitely have caught some of the bits that you said, and I think it will definitely help some of us that are out here, man. But yeah, people, it's been your boy, PROZECH. Been in the cut with J2K, man. Your boy Jason Black. Absolute pleasure for me. Like, this has been amazing. Doing this podcast is literally one of the favorite things I do in my life, bro. Being able to talk to people like yourself that inspire and do all of these different things and have done them over such a long period of time, man, it's like an absolute pleasure to me. So big up yourself, man. And people, yeah, make sure to stay plugged in, like, comment, subscribe, do all of that stuff, man. And make sure to go support J2K, support us as well. We're out here. And yeah, from your boy PROZECH, this has been another episode of Kicks Chronicles, and until I see you, man, down the roads,